Have you ever wanted something badly, yet did nothing when it mattered? You planned, you promised, you prepared, but still you didn't move. Not because you're lazy, but because something resisted. A silent force inside your mind, pulling you away from action. It doesn't scream or fight. It whispers softly. Later, not now. And the most dangerous part, it sounds like you. This is not weakness. This is inner resistance. A psychological defense system designed to keep you safe. Because your brain values survival more than success. It doesn't ask, will this help me grow? It asks, is this safe? And safety means something simple: familiarity. Familiar routines, familiar struggles. Even familiar suffering feels safer than change. Because change introduces uncertainty, and uncertainty feels like danger. Even when the change is positive, your brain becomes cautious. Exciting opportunities can trigger hidden fear. So resistance appears quietly, disguised as logic. I'll start tomorrow. I need more time. But beneath those excuses lies a deeper fear. Change doesn't just offer rewards, it threatens stability. A new life brings new pressures, new ways to fail. And the brain, wired for survival, distrusts uncertainty. But comfort isn't the deepest fear. Identity is. You protect who you think you are, even more than comfort. I'm not confident. I'm not disciplined. These aren't just passing thoughts. They are identity statements. When actions challenge identity, resistance grows stronger. Because acting differently means your self-image must crack. And to the ego, that feels dangerous. So you hesitate, you delay. Not from lack of ability, but from identity friction. Resistance whispers a warning: if you fail, it will hurt. But it also whispers another fear: if you succeed, everything changes. Success removes excuses and raises expectations. It changes relationships and comfort zones. So resistance protects you from full emotional exposure. Because incomplete effort feels psychologically safer. If I never truly try, I never truly fail. And procrastination becomes a defense mechanism. Resistance rarely feels like fear. It feels like logic. I work better under pressure. I'm waiting for the right time. But the mind is clever. Avoidance can sound intelligent. Your brain builds stories to justify inaction. Not to sabotage you, but to reduce discomfort. Because action creates exposure, and exposure feels risky. Exposure to failure, exposure to judgment. This triggers internal conflict, logic versus emotion. And most of the time, emotion wins. Because emotions guard survival, logic does not. So how do you break free from your own resistance? First, recognize it, without believing it. Resistance is a signal, not a command. Second, act anyway, especially when uncomfortable. Because growth never lives inside comfort. Third, expect resistance near meaningful change. The closer you get to progress, the louder it becomes. Not because you're incapable, but because identity feels threatened. The life you want requires a self your brain doesn't yet know. And freedom begins the moment you stop asking resistance for permission